Hi there, my name is Melissa Arter and I am joined by Justin Brannon as we are both students at Western New Mexico University and are attending Dr. Coleman's Psychology of Sports and Exercise course this semester. We would like to take a few moments to discuss the role of support partners in sport and exercise performance. As many of you may know, living a healthy and active lifestyle comes with many benefits. These benefits include mental health improvement, weight loss, increased energy, heart health, etc. Having my own personal struggle with exercise and motivation, it is easy to identify the challenges we face and to understand why so many people do not get the physical activity they need. Our goal in this presentation is to explore what impact having a support partner can have on an individual's physical activity, identify some categories of support partners, and discuss how these partners help athletes and exercisers meet their physical activity goals. In general, it is known that support has a positive effect on a variety of healthy behaviors, to include physical activity. Building healthy habits while an individual is still young can help shape their future involvement in physical activity and contribute to their overall well-being throughout adulthood. A positive correlation can be made between parent role modeling and support, which is shown to help both adolescents and adults, according to King et al. In 2008. In their article, King et al. Gathered data from over 500 adolescents in high school regarding social parent support in their physical activities. The results of their study support this correlation, with adolescents that reported parental encouragement participating in a higher number of days of physical activity than if they did not have a parent involved. King et al. Also addressed social support, gathering data from the same group of adolescents. The data supported that there is a positive correlation between support and increased physical activity with social support as well. Some of the key takeaways from this study include having support and encouragement from parents and peers can increase the amount of physical activity in an adolescent. Parents need to recognize the importance of encouraging physical activity and discuss the benefits with them. Adolescents are influenced more by parent support than their activities. Physical group activities provide additional opportunities for adolescents, including social connection, friendships, and further encouragement to participate in physical activities. Physical education classes create another opportunity to gain peer support. It is beneficial to have exercise programs designed specifically for adolescents, and adolescents without support are more likely to identify barriers to physical activity. Diabetes continues to plague the adult population, with older adults 55 and over as one of the groups greatly affected. It has been established that healthy eating and exercise or physical activity can improve the overall health of adults as well as assist in diabetes management. Finding the motivation in physical activities can be a challenge, especially when considering older adults. Kahn et al. In 2013 conducted a study of 70 older couples by having the patients and the spouses separately maintain a daily diary of the patient's physical activity and the spousal support provided, and then had them complete questionnaires. The study reflected that there were some mixed results regarding spousal control rather than spousal support, with control sometimes discouraging the patient from physical activity, having the opposite desired effect. However, this study indicates that spousal support or spousal support combined with control has a positive correlation to the amount of exercise and physical activity diabetes patients participate in. Key takeaways from this study include patients should follow their doctor's advice regarding the level of activity, insulin, medication, and diet to better maintain their illness. Spousal control can have a negative effect, while spousal support and/or co-exercise can increase the patient's motivation and participation in physical activity. Dual form, control and support, of spousal involvement can increase the level of physical activity. And assisting spouses of patients with diabetes learn how to provide control and support at the optimal times each day helps them remain involved and effective in offsetting the progression of diabetes. From the information I have provided thus far, clearly physical education is a key factor in our ongoing health from adolescence all the way to our golden years. The health benefits from participating in physical exercise are known to include a reduction in mortality as well as our overall physical and psychosocial health, according to Gellert et al. 2011. Unfortunately, many adults in this age range are not active enough to obtain these health benefits. In 2011, Geller et al. Conducted their study to focus on older adults and the social factors that encourage physical activity in older adults 60 to 95 years old. They recruited 302 adults over the age of 60 with no restrictions for physical activity. These individuals were identified to have a partner that either participates with them, does not participate, or they do not have a partner. They were then asked to participate in physical activity as a promotion for older adults and then complete questionnaires regarding their progress. The results of this study reflect that those individuals that have partners engaged with them in physical activity were able to reach higher levels of activity once the intervention was completed compared to those that did not have partners to participate with. Their study also found that social support contributes to more physical activity. Surprisingly, though, members of the two groups that did not have a partner had a negative reaction to social support and physical activity. Some of the key takeaways from this study include physical activity levels increase with couples that are active together compared to individuals that do not have a partner or a partner that exercises with them. Not having an exercise partner can have a negative effect. Older adults are vulnerable in their need for physical activity when they do not have a partner, friend, or relative to support them. Support from healthcare providers regarding physical activity and exercise can be effective when considering healthy behaviors, and an effort should be made to include partners in a health intervention program, as partner support can lead to better outcomes. Before we move into the types of support partners, I would like to conclude the discussion regarding the importance of support partners. So although the studies reviewed regarding the impact of having a support partner available and engaged covers different age groups and medical status, the results all show that having a support partner for sport and/or exercise activities has a positive effect. This is especially important for older adults and individuals that are battling diseases like diabetes. There were not any negative effects identified with any of these studies regarding the presence of a partner during exercise, especially when that partner is also participating in physical activity with them. However, not having a support partner can greatly affect an individual negatively. Support partners work for various reasons, including consistency, accountability, competition, motivation, encouragement, camaraderie, friendship, and safety.
We are going to be going over support partners and why they are needed. So I want to talk about why or who is most supportive. That can differ between a bunch of individuals. It can either be your parents, your coach, yourself, and your team. All of them have an influence on the athlete themselves. So, why is it important to create a support structure? Well, we need this support structure just so that people can grow. It's hard for people to grow completely by themselves if they do not have any sort of help to actually guide them in the right direction. People, they don't know everything. And so, again, they need the support, and it can be from a bunch of different people in their lives. Success is acquired through dedication, effort, and support. So people have to be dedicated. They have to put in the effort. They have to be willing to change. They cannot keep the same routine all the time because, again, they're just not going to be actually growing in their sport. And then last thing, people need to support themselves, the team, and value the environments they are in. If they are not supporting themselves, it's going to be hard for them to grow at all. They have to put themselves first a lot of the time, and they have to put their health first, their mental health first. They just have to be thinking, like, is this a good decision? Do I need to do this in order to grow? But they also need to value the team. They have to understand the common goals of the team, and then also the environments they are in. Not everybody is able to be in a sport environment, so it is really being able to value that environment and, take care of themselves again. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about was coaches. I wanted to bring them up first because they are the most common relationship in a sport between a coach and an athlete. They need to create interpersonal relationships with the coaches and the athletes. So they need to have a good communication between the two. They have to be able to trust each other. The relationship has to be based on trust. They have to have a very healthy relationship so that both people on both sides are happy with the growth that they are making. So it is a two-way street. A coach cannot expect the athlete to do everything, but the athlete cannot expect the coach to do everything either. It is the most common relationship, as I mentioned. Coaches and athletes need each other. They learn from each other and build each other into becoming better people. Anyone needs support to reach their full potential. Both athletes and coaches have to create an interpersonal relationship with each other. Coaches are seen as natural leaders. If a team doesn't have success, it can be all put onto the coach. This causes more stress for the coach because they need to keep a positive mentality and have collective thoughts about the entire team. So if they are getting too stressed out, then they'll start having a negative mentality. They'll only focus on what they need to accomplish in their lives to, keep their job, if that is what it is. And so again, it is being able to focus on the athlete as much as themselves. They cannot just put themselves first in any sort of situation, because without the athlete's success, you will not have a coach's success. Again, we see this not only in team sports, but as well as individualistic sports. In the Olympics, for example, a lot of the athletes, they're competing for themselves, but they still need that coach. They still need that support structure there, and they need to have somebody there to teach them and help them and just keep them on the right path. Another very important relationship within an athlete's life is their parents. And in honestly anybody's life, parents can mean everything to us. We need parents that are encouraging of their child's success. So parents should not put their own needs first. They should put their child's needs very first, and then understand what the child wants out of their life, what they want to accomplish. Because again, parents, they may have once wanted something different for their child, but it is about focusing on what the child wants and what they want to accomplish out of their own life. So for athletes that do not have parental figures, it can be difficult, especially if the parents are not around all the time to really help their child, and just guide them into the right direction, because athletes need to be guided. And that goes for any child. They just need to be guided so that they understand what they want out of their life and what they want to accomplish, and just have that goal. Parents can really be helpful in providing a goal for their children. So I mentioned, is the support from authoritative or non-authoritative parental figures more important? Or do children just need some sort of support from their parents? And honestly, I truthfully think they just need support from their parents. If without support, then it's just going to be harder for them to grow again. And it is about growing, because not everyone knows everything. And if we have the parents that are encouraging us and guiding us into the right direction, then we'll usually make better decisions. So for individualistic sports versus team sports, parents, coaches, and the team itself can change the entire mentality of an individual athlete. Individualistic sports may require the athlete to focus on themselves and their own success. This can require a stronger mentality. These athletes have to be masters at focusing in the moment, relaxing, and pushing through negativity to achieve what they are needing. So again, this can apply for team sports as well, but whenever it comes to an individualistic sport, people are expected to perform even more. They're expected to perform better. It is not just relying on the team, but completely on themselves. And so that's why parental figures can be so important, because it is pushing your child, that single child, into reaching their goal. Leaders are needed. Even in all of our lives, we need to be led by some people, just because it's guidance. And guidance, again, it shows people, it teaches people. So leaders, they help a team. Without leaders, then it's hard for there to be a common goal. Leaders do create common goals in a team, and we can be our own leader, but we only need a few leaders. Any athlete needs to align with the common goal of their team. So that's why if a team really has a strong bond and everybody is super close with each other, that team is most likely going to perform much more well. And if they even have a common goal that they're all wanting to strive for and wanting to accomplish, then this is only going to help the team. So is it better to be a leader or a follower? It just depends. If you have somebody on the team that's already trying to show their leadership, and it's good leadership, they have good goals, they have strong morals, strong values, then there's no reason to try and change those. And it may just be better to be a follower, and just actually align with what your leader thinks. Again, it could be a coach, it could be somebody with a strong mentality on the team, but we do not always have to be a leader. We can be our own leader, but at the same time, if we are wanting to work towards a common goal, then there needs to be common ground between people. All right, and finally, I just want to talk about how nobody can do it alone. Honestly, people need each other. Humans, they are social creatures. And so learning from others is needed to have continual growth. That is the only way that people will continue to learn. Disagreements may come about, and that's okay. As long as you are learning, from the other side, that is the most important thing you can do. A sport is not created by oneself. Nobody can do a sport completely by themselves. They need competitiveness. They need cooperation. They need other people around them so that the sport continues to grow. People on the team guide each other. A strong team bond creates a strong mentality within the team. So again, it's just being able to guide each other, helping each other out, even if it is a competitor. You guys can still, be good friends at the end of the day, but and it could be a strong bond. But even if you guys are competing with each other, you guys are still helping each other learn and helping each other grow. So I just wanted to end it off. I've said this before, but athletes need coaches and coaches need athletes. There is no way that we would have any sort of team sports without a coach and without an athlete. Again, they guide each other, they help each other, and it's all about just trying to grow in the sport that you're participating in.
If you'd like to learn more, please see our references listed here.